What's up, everybody? It's Pikel with League of Items, and I'm a little tired today. I haven't been posting videos every day recently. I've been moving. So as you can see, I have a slightly different setup now, still getting settled in. But it was time for a change. And now I live same town, just a couple blocks away, but my own space. So I'm pretty happy about that. Pretty excited. Anyways, we have LPL Lck, so we have a 4-game slate, and then we also have some games this weekend in the LCS. There are some videos that I kind of have ideas for that are more about individual leagues, but I don't want to get into those yet. I'm not 100% energized. I just got my ass kicked by a golf course for about 4 hours, but one of my best friends had their best round of their life. So I mean, I guess if I have to suffer in order for them to play well, I'm willing to do that. But let's get into the games for tomorrow, starting in the LPL. So the LPL, we don't have many more games left, and the playoff pictures in most regions are really becoming solidified. I'll touch more on that tomorrow. Every day, you get more and more certainty with which teams will be in the playoffs. So first up, we have RNG against Ultra Prime. RNG is a minus 476 favorite. Ultra Prime has looked pretty good in their last couple of matches, and that's one of the reasons why we're always focused on talent. We know that Ultra Prime has a very strong bot lane. Lck and Xiaoxi are very good. Xiaoxi had a great match in their last match, and Lck is the type of AD carry who can carry, which is ideal. Next up, we have EDG against Rare Atom. This is a very important match for Rare Atom. I think that they're still alive. I think that they have 2 matches left that they could realistically lose both of those, and I think that they have to have like a bunch of weird outcomes happen for them to miss playoffs completely, but they'll probably be one of the lower 2 seeds at best. I think that EDG isn't really convinced about how good they are, so I think that it's going to be an important match for them to just play to their best ability. And obviously, we all think that EDG is a stronger team than Rare Atom in general. I don't really have much more to say than that. It's minus 182 to plus 139. I bet that number is out of whack because of the slight slide that EDG has been on, plus the importance of this match for Rare Atom. But if you think about it from EDG's perspective, it's also extremely important for them because of the seeding implications. So let's go to China. So right now EDG is in 7th, and we were talking about it earlier today where you want to have a round 3 seed really. So I guess they probably can't get there no matter what. Or maybe they can. 1, 2, 15. No, they most likely can't. I guess it's up to some of these other teams to have bad results. So maybe EDG is kind of stuck in the spot they're going to play in the playoffs. But either way, I think that the main thing is EDG hasn't looked great. They have high expectations for themselves. They're the previous world champions, and they're going to need to try to figure it out before playoffs hit. So this is a good opportunity for them to turn things around. And I would probably play it at minus 182. I haven't looked at DraftKings yet for the salaries, how they line up. And then the last match, we have V5 against FPX. V5 is definitely the better team, but I know for a fact that V5 is overrated now, which is crazy for me to think. I got them at a very good number for their chances to win the finals, but there are videos going around. People are asking, is Rookie the GOAT? Is Rookie better than Faker? Career wise, there's no way. Today, is Rookie better than Faker? Maybe, but still probably not. They're very comparable to one another. I would say Rookie maybe is a little bit better than Faker right now, but to think that you could compare Rookie's kind of body of work with Faker's is just stupid. So I don't know. It's kind of a clickbait thing that I think a couple of different large YouTubers were talking about, and it just kind of it doesn't really surprise me, but I feel like they are just taking the worst parts of traditional sports coverage and kind of applying it to League of Legends. Like, it's really not a question of whether or not Faker is the greatest of all time right now. That's not up for debate, really, I don't think. If you disagree, feel free to explain why in the comment section. But no one has had the longevity that Faker has had, and he's arguably the most dominant player of all time in his at his peak. He had a good team around him, definitely, but he was always the focal point of the team and the core piece of the team. So that's it for China. Let's go to the LCK. There's only one match tomorrow. I think this is the game. The other game got forfeited, I believe. So we have Nongshim against Homolife. I don't like Homolife in general. Nongshim has been horrible this entire year. This entire season. But they do have a talented roster. It's like you'll see some games this weekend where the pick ban phase will have 4, maybe 5 AD carries banned out. All the hyper carries are banned out. Those are the kinds of games that Nongshim would be the strongest, I think, because they have an AD carry in Ghost who is better at playing utility than hard carries. They have one of the best top laners in the world, and the rest of the team really isn't that bad. So I think that you kind of have to play Nongshim here. And, that's really it. I just don't have anything else to say than that. It's this point in the season where I know what side I'm on, and I think most of you probably know what side I'm on, and I just have to stick with it. You just have to stick with it. And then we have LCS, so Immortals against 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves is a minus 385 favorite. Immortals plus 269 in a best of one. I don't think that there's any reason to play Immortals from like a trend or something like that. I'm not going to play them. But the only reason why I would consider it is because if Arrow is playing, I do like Arrow more than Wild Turtle, and the idea that they could be somewhat competitive as a group of veterans makes more sense when you have a player like Arrow compared to Wild Turtle, because Arrow is just a better player than Wild Turtle. That's basically that. Team Liquid against Counter Logic Gaming. I think that people are going to start sleeping on Team Liquid. That's not maybe the right way to say that. I think that Team Liquid is going to become undervalued in their matchups with C9 specifically. Team Liquid is probably the correct side that should be listed as the favorite if the two teams went up against one another. I do like Cloud9. I think that they're a very talented team. And I do believe that they have the higher upside, but the reason that I believe in that higher upside is, over the next couple of months or maybe the next season, teams like Cloud9 and Evil Geniuses, with the younger, more talented players, in my opinion, will have more time to kind of grow and utilize their mechanical ability. I'm not saying that Team Liquid is horrible from a mechanical perspective, because Hansama, Bwipo, and Core JJ are all pretty strong players. Hansama is a good mechanical player. Bwipo is a good mechanical player. I just don't see it with Santorin and Bjergsen. You can draft around that for the most part, and it's really not a big problem. It's just I think we need to understand what they're very good at and what they're not very good at. Bjergsen against Fudge, is that really going to be a huge mechanical battle? Probably not. So it's not going to show up in how the game kind of plays out. But if this was, Team Liquid against, even a team like V5, can Rookie completely outplay Bjergsen? Yes. Even somebody like Fofo. I think that Fofo is probably a better mid laner than Bjergsen, and I don't even like Fofo. Riding on Fofos. TSM against Cloud9. Cloud9 definitely the better team. I think minus 833 is kind of insane, and this is going back to what I was saying about look-ahead lines. If you looked at the line for this match a couple months ago, it's not going to be minus 833 to plus 484. There was a lot we didn't know about these teams, and some people would say that we figured it out with Cloud9. We know exactly who they are, and, TSM, they're just bad, and a lot of their drafts have been bad. A lot of their playmaking has been bad. And I'm not going to bet them as a 484 underdog, but if you're looking for that push to maybe consider doing it, like if your brain is telling you to bet on TSM and you have some kind of like underlying statistics that maybe like TSM, which they don't exist probably, I wouldn't hate it. I think especially on a website like DraftKings, you could definitely get some TSM lineups in there and feel good about them, because in the matches that they win, I would expect them to be pretty bloody. So, that's one to consider. Evil Geniuses against Dignitas. Again, I'm on the Evil Geniuses side. I can't give up on them at any point, really. So that's definitely the side that I prefer. And then the last game of the day is Golden Guardians against FlyQuest. That's a little surprising. I think that this line is off. I think that the line should be... FlyQuest should be larger favorites, and that would make me like Golden Guardians, but as the way that the lines are set up, I prefer the FlyQuest side. I think that they are the better team. Golden Guardians is better at the early game, which, like, if they snowball, it's going to look like, oh yeah, well, Golden Guardians just consistently gets leads in the early game. They can snowball. It's easy. But they've stalled out a couple times already this year, and FlyQuest is a good scaling team. From how they pick ban, like, I don't think that their players are the greatest, but that's their play style, and it should be a good stylistic matchup for Golden Guardians, or for FlyQuest against Golden Guardians. So minus 122, that's a short home favorite. I guess not a home favorite, but a short favorite. They should be a bigger favorite. That's what I'm trying to say. And then we still have a week until the LEC. But like I said, there are some other videos that I have that I kind of want to make once we get a little bit better of an understanding of the playoff teams. I'll make a solo video for each region, and then I might have some other people come on to talk about the playoffs. And I'll probably do something again where I pick, one team from each region or a few teams from each region that I do a slightly deeper dive on. And that would be fun. But that's basically it. I don't have a lot more to say. I need to take a shower. It was so disgusting out there. It was 70 degrees. It was beautiful. There was a nice breeze and everything, but the course was so swampy that my feet need to get scrubbed. So that's all I've got for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.